Welcome back to the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show. Time now for a little game we like to call Something or Nothing. Concept is simple. I've got a series of situations or statements for our panel. They have to decide whether it's something or nothing. Don't overcomplicate it, Mike. All right, let's start things off. Pre-game handshakes between opponents. Obviously a bit of a hot-button topic given the altercation between Staley and Geno Auriemma in the semis on Friday. Put simply, are pre-game handshakes and meetings worth getting this angry about? Kevin, is this something or nothing?
Something. Show some respect. Do the handshake, do the formalities. Let's play a good game. Let's all have fun. So I'd say it's something for sure.
Mike?
I'm good with doing the pregame handshake and showing respect. I don't think it was worth the aggravation that we saw from Geno Auriemma over the weekend over all of this. That was way overblown. I haven't seen anybody really do an analysis of whether he was actually waiting for the 3 minutes he says he was waiting for.
I'm sure it felt like 3.
Obviously, eventually she did come shake his hand because there is video of that. I don't know how long he waited. I'm not sure how much that really matters. Yes, do the pregame handshake. No, Geno, as he's kind of apologized for, kind of.
In a Geno way.
He's copped to it at least a little bit.
All right, let's move on here. Second statement. To the NBA, given the current field of MVP candidates, that will mean the last 8 NBA most valuable players were not born in the U.S. Kevin, is this something or nothing?
I'll say nothing. I mean, the NBA is a global game now. So I'm not surprised that the last now, what will be 8, haven't been outside of the U.S. The NBA has wanted it this way. Is the result.
Mike?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great thing. I think it's something, but I think it's a good thing. It's reflective of exactly what, obviously, the Dream Team did in '92 to globalize the game. This is the byproduct of that. It's not like we've seen 8 MVPs come from one other country over the course of the last 8 years. It's been spread across the globe. I think it's a positive, and I think at some point an American's obviously going to work back into that discussion as well, but I don't think it's a problem in any way, shape, or form.
I think some of it is also play style, but also you can't really say that these are #1 picks from overseas that have been brought into teams where they're supposed to be big, because again, Joker developed and SGA developed. Both these guys came up through the system, so it's not like this is Victor Wembanyama every time coming over and changing the league, but God knows the way he's playing, he'll be around for a while.
One's coming, yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, challenge overturn success rate across all leagues within the last year or so hovers a little above 50%. That includes ABS, which has been lighting up social media and throwing umpires under the bus. Mike, does that number surprise you? And is that number something or nothing?
I guess it probably doesn't come as a surprise, only because it's being arbitrated by a human being and it's also being challenged by a human being. They're probably about equally as likely to be correct, and there you go. So that kind of tracks.
Kevin?
I think it's something. We've been wanting calls to get right, so take the time to get it right, and if there's things that'll help us to get it right, I'm all for it. So I'd say it's something for sure.
It does mean 50% of them were wrong, which means we're 50% better than we were along the way.
It is nice, though, that the ABS actually has a delineated box where it's like you just go, it's the Wimbledon system. It's either in or it's out. It's something clear-cut. I was interested trying to find or parse the difference between, like, you know, challenging whether it's a catcher or not and how much those kind of influence it. But across the league, I think what it really shows is when you're challenging things, these things are borderline anyway. You're trying to get the benefit of a lot of these calls, and I just don't want people to go into ABS and baseball in general right now and sit there and think, well, I see 5 clips online. The umpires are clearly incompetent. You know what I mean? That's not what's happening. Everyone is kind of borderline good at this thing, and it's splitting those hairs that makes the difference.